Hello, 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 and welcome. I'm Sherry Hemstreet, and welcome to Manifested, the case studies. I am super thrilled that you're here, but even more than you being here, I'm so thrilled and excited that my friend Kinga is here. Kinga is an extraordinary woman that I had the pleasure of meeting several years ago, and she has the most incredible story. I cannot wait to share it with you. Kinga is literally so many good things here. Like every part of her story, it literally has given me and so many other women so much hope for what is possible. And I've seen her grow, and I've seen her use the creation code and her personal manifesting formula, and I've seen who she's become. So without further ado, please welcome Kinga. We're happy to have you here. Thrilled.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sherry, for having me.
Oh, it's so great to have you. You're so beautiful. You look gorgeous. We're thrilled to have you today. Would you tell us a bit about yourself?
So my name is Kinga, and I'm a holistic health coach, and I help people to overcome with food addiction, and created chocolates to curb the sugar cravings.
Yes, yes. Let's talk about those chocolates, because I have told the whole world that you have life-changing chocolate already. So I am super excited for this interview, and you have to share about your chocolates, please.
So that was part of the manifestation process. So I'm always thinking of ways of what I can do different and fun, because I believe health should be fun, not taken seriously, because then people just don't want to work. So I created this chocolate just for fun to see if it's gonna work.
Wait, you
And
manifested this? This was part of the manifestation process? Did I hear that right?
yes, so because I worked my the
Personal
process of
manifesting
yeah,
formula?
my manifesting formula. So I created the chocolate as a result, and I did share it with some people, and we tested it and it worked. They dropped pounds in 2 weeks naturally, without putting so much effort into really thinking about what they have to eat, or all the logical steps. So
That's pretty magical chocolate. I think I would prefer to be paid in chocolate in the future. So I love that. Your chocolate is life-changing. I've seen so many good things come out of it. I've seen so much happen just because of these chocolates, and they're really incredible. So
thank you.
you have a health and wellness coaching business, and you use your personal manifesting formula in that. Tell me about that.
So I put the training in practice every day, and I was very diligent. And so I realized what is the way I manifest, and what are the things that I needed. And like we learned, not to follow other people's process, follow your own process. And I know I fell into that trap, but I thought like I have to do this in order to get things, and that didn't work. So
What do you mean you had to do this? You were using other manifesting methods?
like, not necessarily, though I did well, since I met you, I don't do that.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Especially after taking the creation code, I'm like, I'm not doing that. But even for myself, I thought there are things I have to do instead of really like focusing on what's coming from inside. So for me, the process helped me to realize, okay, I don't have to fall into rules, just follow my own
Personal manifesting formula.
yes.
That does it.
And when I do that, that's when I manifest. That's when I'm creating results in my life.
I love that. I love that. That's amazing. I love that you do it every day because this is really a process that the more you do, the more you master, and you can create things every single month as long as you're diligent with
Yes,
it.
yes,
So,
absolutely.
so tell me a bit about where you were and what you were using, like what it was like before the creation code or before we started working together, whatever, like before you and I existed as you and I.
I met you when I was in a very low point in my life.
Yeah, I remember that was a tough time.
And I was lost between the world of being a single mom, building business, finding who really I am, what's my purpose, how to be me, basically.
Yeah.
And that's when, when you like, who's, you can't do things alone. And you kept popping up on my Facebook, and I always knew I wanted to work with you. I was listening to you since 2018, and then
Wow.
I did manifest to work with you, and
Yes, you did.
that's when the shift started to happen
I love that.
in my manifestation. And it wasn't, you helped me to bring me back to me.
Yeah. I think that that's a really common thing. I've even gone through spaces of that where I feel lost because as women, we wear all of these hats. We're a mom. We're like, we have a purpose. Besides that, we might be a wife. We might be a student. We might be, we might be an employee. We could have all different kinds of things going on. And I feel like in the juggle of all of these identities, what happens is we literally are like, well, this is who I am here. This is who I am here. This is who I am. But who am I? Like, who is all of me? And I feel like that's a really common space. So I'm really happy and I really appreciate you sharing that. That's a really common thing. And I think more women have a hard time expressing that or sharing that because, you know, in today's society, we kind of feel like we have to have it all together. Like we have to do everything. We have to be the keeper, be the sex object, be the mom, be the nun, or whatever it is. There's so many different hats that we're wearing. And I really saw you come a long way through all of that. And that was a big turning point for you. So from there, you got into the creation code.
I got into the creation code. I manifested.
And did you start your business before that or after that? Before or after the creation code?
Started before
Mm-hmm.
the creation code helped.
Wow. How did the creation code help you in business?
Using my own manifesting formula. And then from that, I got the ideas, creativity. I became even more outgoing. One of the things that was huge, other than manifesting the $27,000, it
Sorry about
was,
that, but yes.
I love that part. One of the main one is to really realize it was about the money that also for me was feeling connected to people. I didn't realize I was disconnected or I felt isolated. It was the next thing I realized, I am talking to people. I talking to strangers. I'm talking to people online, and I'm just like really started to coming out of my shop. And I didn't realize I was
Locked up.
locked up. Yes.
Yeah. You had a huge confidence burst. You like literally burst on the scene. I will not forget this. Like you had the hardest time being visible. And then all of a sudden there's pictures of Kinga all over my feed. And then there's posts and there's all these things that you're doing. And I had always seen that in you. Like I had always known you to be a warm, confident person, but like your confidence literally skyrocketed. You just like went off the charts. You're like, I am here, people, and I am here for it. Like you were outrageous. I love it.
Thank you. And I also gotta add that, seeing you posting and everything that you teach, I put that in practice, and I'll be honest, I copied you, how you do things. And that
But you
helped
made
me.
it your own.
Yes.
It's not copying. It's taking what works and
Thank,
making it your own.
yeah, but that helps me a lot
Yeah, that's
in
amazing. I love that. Thank you.
yes.
So you already let the cat out of the bag. We got to talk about it. The 27,000. So you manifested 27,000. What do you want to tell us about that? Like,
I wrote it down in the process, and I manifested exactly what I put on my paper.
so the
And
process, for those of you who don't know, I don't know how much you know about the creation code, but the creation code is a 3-phase process. So in the first phase, we spend all of our time getting into the alignment of power and creating power, because if you had power, if you knew the power that you had, you would already have it in your life. So the whole first phase is aligning to power, creating the power, realizing, accessing, finding the power. It's really a transformation in itself. Did that help you get to the process?
yes, I love phase one.
So what did phase one do to help you? Like what about phase one do you think came out? What do you think came out of phase one with you doing that allowed you to decide, hey, I want 27,000. I'm worthy of 27,000. Like what inside of you had changed for that?
That makes me cry. Okay, so that's
Oh,
when I just think about phase one, because that's connecting to the truth. That's really when you connect us to really our high potential and what is really the truth about ourselves, and
you stop believing all the lies and the BS and the illusion.
yes.
Is it like the first time you got to see yourself truly for who you really were in a long time?
Absolutely. And just listening and your voice and your power, that it's just really like you can't deny that's not the truth. That is the truth. And listening to that and hearing that, it's like it lights your heart. It lights up your heart.
It gives you permission to just have whatever you want, be who you want,
Yes.
to recognize that, like, you already had it within you. And, teachers always say that, like we always hear manifesting teachers, self-development teachers, coaches, you already have it in you. But what does that even mean? Nobody explains where to access this. Nobody explains what that looks like to already have it in you. Nobody explains like if I already have it in me, then why isn't it working, is what happens to most people, right?
Exactly. I wouldn't listen to those teachers. It's confusing.
But that's the common thing. So when you get in phase one of the calibration, would you say that's the magic of, like, you actually get to understand what is already in you, and you actually have you learn how to access that and make it work for you?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So in phase one, you got clear on all of that, and this actually allowed you, like, to decide 27,000 was what you wanted.
Yes.
So in phase two, there's a process. And this is so, because when we're manifesting, we go through so many things. We're like, oh, that would be fun. This would be good. It would be so nice to have this. Like, when you understand that you can manifest anything, you are almost overwhelmed with all of the possibilities available to you, right? You're like, well, maybe I could just go for 100 grand, or maybe I could just go for 50 or 20, or, and it's, you have to get past all of the things you could have, and you can still have them, to focus on what's, like, what you really want right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So in the process, you get clear and you decide this is what you want. How long did it take you to figure that out?
I knew I figured it out quite quickly, I would say, but to really get clear, it took me a couple of weeks just to make sure that I had to rewrite my process. So, but it took me a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's pretty common because you actually have that time to go through that in phase 2. So
Yeah.
phase 2 is literally a month long, and you get, that time to get the clarity because you think you want it, but then as you go through the process, you make these little changes to it, and you have to like get super crystal clear on it so it comes in the way you want. And so that's good. Some people can do it like that. Once you get used to it, you start doing it quickly, as you probably know now, because you've been in the creation code for a year now.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes.
Yes. And so like it gets easier, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I love that. I love that. And you find that like things come to you more because you're actually operating in your manifesting formula more often.
Yes. Yes. And that can be, yes, that can be like scary. I was like, oh my goodness, things just come to you without.
So the byproduct of using your personal manifestation formula all the time or every day, like Kinga is like things that like you probably just kind of like thought you would like, or you'd like to experience this or have this. Those things kind of just start coming to you naturally while you're manifesting those big things still, right?
Absolutely.
And that blows my mind still. It blows my mind too. So like, I get it. You're like, oh my God, is this really happening? And yeah, it's really happening. Like you couldn't stop it if you tried. You couldn't not manifest if you tried.
Mm-hmm.
And this works whether you have doubt or even if you don't believe.
Yep.
Right? Because it has nothing to do with your belief system.
No.
It's your own manifesting formula. And I think that's where the magic is.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, so moving on to phase 3. So you raised your power, you got into alignment, you got clear on the process, you knew exactly what you wanted. We're in phase 3. Phase 3 is where you get your personal manifesting formula. Up until this point, Kinga doesn't have it. She's just doing the pre-work. And this is where it can really happen rapidly. So once you get your personal manifestation formula, that gives you a manifestation map. And this is exactly what you do. This is what you do to create what you want. You're part of it, right?
Yes.
And in that, it gives you control over the timeline. So how long did it take you to actually create your 27,000?
It took me, tell you exactly, 2 months.
2 months.
And then yes. After I wrote it down, after that it was about 3 months is when
I love that. I love that. I love that. That's so good. And look, certain things, this is her first round. Sometimes it takes some people longer than others. She had already had some manifestations. This is just her really big one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 20, like, I can't say it enough. Like you manifested 27,000. That's kind of like, did that blow your mind a little?
It did, because because the way I just put it down. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna test it.
So you didn't even believe, like you were like, I
didn't believe. From phase 1, I get, okay, I'm to power, and then I wrote it down. I did
you did the pieces and the parts, and you did the work. I get it.
Yes, and then
so you just kind of did the entire creation code. Like, I'm just going to go through this, but we're going to see if this works. I love that. I love that. Like you were like, we're going to see. Prove it to me, right? Because that's the thing. Everyone gets caught up in like their beliefs. And this literally proves that your beliefs aren't or don't have to be dependent on whether it happens or not.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. How did you feel when it manifested?
It was I got more out of it than the money, and I felt so liberated. I said, yes, I can do this.
Yes, and maybe the system works.
Yes, yes, especially for round one. Yes.
I love it. I love it. That's so amazing. So, what would you have to say to someone who is considering taking the creation code, but they feel like they've heard all the manifesting things under the sun? How could this be any different?
This is life changing. This is it. I say that this course should be prerequisite for life. I think everyone should have it.
I mean, everybody would have what they want in life if they took it. I agree. It should be compulsory, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Like this is the real deal. If you invest so much in other manifesting teachers or books, it's not gonna help us. You are the real deal. I always say that you're the real deal when it comes to manifestation.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
And what about me? Do you think what about me would you recommend if somebody wasn't sure? Because, everyone out there is saying like, oh, I know how to do this. And I'm out here saying, no, it's all wrong. Like there's a new way and it's your own personal way. Like, what would you say about me as a person someone isn't sure of me? Because, I'm a little crazy. I'm a little out there. I don't sugarcoat things. I'm very straightforward. Not everybody likes that.
Well, that's what makes you honest, and that's what makes you truthful, and that's what makes you trustworthy. That's what made me trust in you, is that you're so transparent. You are really there. So it's not just, we going through the course and we just, you are there to really help coaching us through. We have questions, we can come to you. You're very open. You're very loving. You really keep that space for us to manifest and hold us high to create what we desire.
Yeah, thank you.
And
I love doing that.
Yeah, and not everyone is like that. And
so if someone's on the fence about the creation code, you would tell them
take it and just trust.
Just trust even if you don't believe. And what about the money?
You don't believe, just trust the process. Go. If you have doubts, even more so, go for it.
I love that. And so if it's the price, would you say the price is worth it?
Oh yeah.
Like the price,
yeah.
Like I've had people tell me it's worth 10 times, 100 times. People have literally told me this is worth so much more than I'm charging. But like
it does. Absolutely, it's worth way more. Like, when you say the price, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it does for so much more. You will get so much more out of it than what you invest.
What do you think the biggest thing you walked away with? You said it wasn't the money.
Freedom.
Well, that's big. That's really big.
Yep.
Any last words to anybody who's thinking about it, wants to get in, isn't sure about it?
Get in if you want to change your life and you're really ready, and go for it. Go take the creation code, because this is the best thing in life, and this is the best course out there, and it's really truly life-changing.
Thank you. Hey, so I have a question though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you would have manifested that money without the creation code?
No. Mm-mm.
Had you tried before?
I have.
No results?
No.
That's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty big. Well, congratulations on your 27,000. I'm thrilled for you. I love that you did this. I loved having you here. So for everyone who is interested, you can find Kinga and her chocolates on the internet. I'm sure I'm going to be starting a lifetime supply soon. If you eat too many, will you gain weight?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't put the. I make.
I mean, because I like some chocolate here.
I will send you some.
No, these are amazing. So you can find Kinga and your own lifetime supply of chocolate on the internet with Kinga. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your manifested story. It's literally incredible and amazing. I can only imagine that $27,000 changes anyone's life at any time. So I'm thrilled for you. I love you.
Love you. Thank you, Sherry, for all that you do.
You're so
You're
welcome.
amazing.
Thank you.
Come.